found my way 'cause you are alive. Zoe, baby, you're gonna be alright. You're gonna be alright. Everything changed the day you came, the day you came. When I saw that test, I knew something was coming that I never saw coming. Would have sent others running, but I'm ready to give my life for you. And oh, we've been through hell together. Yeah, we've got forever. Yeah, we've got forever. And you are my life. You are my fight. I found my way 'cause you are alive. Zoe, baby, you're gonna be alright. You're gonna be alright. Without you, we'd be lost in ourselves, lost in ourselves. You're the map we used to walk. You're the reason we're running towards the fight instead of retreating into the night. And I'm ready to give my life for you. And oh, we've been through hell together. And yeah, we've got forever. Yeah, we've got forever. And you are my life. You are my fight. I found my way 'cause you are alive. Zoe, baby, you're gonna be alright. You're gonna be alright. You'll never know what you mean to me. What you mean to me. But I'll try to show you every day I'll be the best daddy I know how to.
The future has never sounded so good. Just imagine it, and you can make it. You're locked in to ImagineArt Live with David Israel.
Ladies and gentlemen. Hey. Welcome back to ImagineArt Live. It feels like forever since we've been here. I'm David Israel, and I will be your host today. And I am so excited to welcome our guest of the day. We have TechHalla with us today. We are so lucky to have him here. This guy, 3 years ago, he had 4,000 followers on X, and now he's over 93,000, I think, something like that. And he is 94.1 thousand. So he has been blowing up on X. In my opinion, just one of the top creators on X. And he has been such a valuable resource to everybody learning AI. And I thought it'd be an awesome dude to just bring on the stream here and pick his brain and see how he does what he does. So everybody, please welcome TechHalla.
Hey, how are you doing, David? Thank you for the introduction. I feel like a rock star now.
Yes, I try to put on my best DJ voice and bring it, man. So, hey, we got Roadies here. Well, welcome back. She says, Roadies she's my show champion. If she ever stops coming to the stream, I'll be sad. In fact, actually, we have some sad news. Actually, Roadies. We are having to change the time of the stream, everybody. There's just been some issues with the stream content stepping on the algorithm for on LinkedIn and on X, and it's competing with our other posts for ImagineArt. So we're going to move the stream time to 9 p.m. Eastern, and so that'll be 9 hours later than right now. And I doubt if Roadies will wake up early enough for that. I really hope we'll still see her. But so yeah, this is going to be our last stream at this time today. So just letting you know. Hey, we got
the
AK.
algorithm.
The algorithm, man. You gotta play by its rules. I feel bad because they post that's why I didn't stream this past week too. Not just because I was sick, but they had an announcement post for Imagine Computer going out, and they were like, "No, you can't stream. You're gonna step on our announcement post." I'm just like, but I want to stream. So we got AK with us. Good to see you, AK. And a global enterprise. So hold on just a second, TechHalla. We had somebody asking a question about how to connect. So our Discord server, I don't have the link handy. Although actually, maybe I do. Do I still have this? I used to have a Discord slide up where I could give you no, I don't have that anymore. All right. So you'll have to find it somehow. You can go to our Imagine.art page and scroll to the bottom there. I think the YouTube channel can show you the Discord link as well. But yeah, if you find our Discord and hop on there and you talk to Harris, he will be able to get you set up there, Globe Enterprises with what you're looking for. Let me just check in on LinkedIn over here too. See who's with us over here. Hey, Amir. Hey, Mishar. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. So, all right. I'm going to get my brain back in gear here. We've got some show business taken care of. TechHalla, dude, how did you get started in this? You were making Midjourney images right when it first came out, right? Like I did a little just snooping on you with Grok on X today. But tell me your story. Like, how did you go from just playing around with Midjourney a few years ago to now being one of the top creators on X?
Yeah, well, it's not a very spectacular story, but yeah, I started using Midjourney version 4. And just my cousin sent me the link, so he told me, "Hey, Luis, you have to try this. It's amazing. You can create images from a text and so on." And I was like, "Okay, I have to try that." And yeah, I was just experimenting, creating very when I saw it, or when I see it, I think, okay, this is really this is real slop what I was creating at that moment. But yeah, I started experimenting with it, and on the other side, I started using ChatGPT from the early beginning. So both tools for me are connected. I was the director of a tech company here in the north of Spain, and I've been always trying to optimize, to automate things in general, to get the most out of the company. And I started using ChatGPT for that. I integrated it in the company. We were making very cool things, and during the same time, I was experimenting with Midjourney, and I started sharing stuff on Twitter. My account is like 15 years old or something.
Yeah, you
but
joined in 2010. 16
yeah,
years old.
Yeah, 16 years old. But I was just posting shit, like my takes on politics and all this stuff, and no one was reading my opinions. And just one day, I'm only interesting when I talking about AI, and I saw a post from Javi Lopez. We all know Javi. I'm lucky to say he's a good friend of mine right now.
Okay.
But well, I saw a picture from his account. I remember it was like in a hill, and it was an orc, some kind of orc from World of Warcraft, and it was taking a selfie, and it was like, okay, I can do this with Midjourney. So I was thinking I have to tweak that. So I thought, okay, why not creating a selfie of Jesus Christ during the Last Supper? What could be wrong with that? So I did it. It exploded, man. It went ultra viral, and
that was your first viral hit?
Maybe, yeah, that was the first one.
Wow.
I think it was like in 2022. maybe, or 2023. Not sure about that.
Okay.
Uh, and yeah, it exploded, and I was like, maybe there's an opportunity here to share my insights about something that interests people, not about politics or sports or all this kind of shit. And yeah, I rebrand. I changed my name from. I even can't remember what was my name on Twitter. So I decided to rebrand myself. I was using also a Stable Diffusion at that moment, and I remember that moment like it was. I was super excited because, man, it was the first time you were able to create yourself in different in different styles with with hair, with I always do, with with silly stuff. And I make my I made my avatar. I've changed it recently, or like 6 or 7 months ago, but I was using that avatar from Stable Diffusion, and I rebranded myself. I start to I rebranded it to TechHalla, and yeah, I started sharing prompts. I started sharing mid-journey prompts. Mainly, I was sick about that. It was like, and actually, the moment we are living right now with Sedans 2.0 and 2.5, and also with Minimax H3, I think we are living more or less the same moment, because people is trying to, or is experimenting with all these tools to get uh, different stuff, to experiment, to investigate, to try, and then something comes up, and you say, whoa, this is very cool. And I feel we are in the same moment now for video instead of image. And yeah, that's
Yeah.
how it all started. And yeah, from there I started to grow, and here we are.
What? So, in what way do you see the video moment being reminiscent of that initial Stable Diffusion, like aha thing? Like, how do you think?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, for example, obviously with sedans, and now with the 30 seconds length videos, you can try almost everything. You can create a full advertisement from one single generation.
Yeah.
You can create a full sequence, a full fight sequence, a full whatever you want. And man, these videos about GTA in India, or man, this is crazy. I mean, apart from all these politics and all this stuff, it's amazing what you can create. And with H3, I'm having that feeling, because it's so good with motion graphics,
You have been
with text.
crushing it with that, dude. I've been looking at your
Yeah.
stuff going like, where are you coming up with this? That's actually like one of my primary things I want to talk to you about today is like, your stuff is so good with H3. I haven't been able to do anything that comes close to it. Where are you getting this? How are you doing this?
I I must admit, well, two things. First, I'm 24/7 thinking about AI. I'm lucky about that, because this is my job. And I know not everybody has the opportunity to think about AI, to have enough credits on platforms to test, or money to spend on this.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what I'm doing is not brute force. I mean, I'm not trying thousands of prompts per day, not, but I'm trying this kind of animations, for example, on H3. Yeah,
I
this
love
one.
this. I love this.
I'm hating I'm hating the algorithm, because this video is really cool, man. It deserves more. It deserves more.
It
more
does.
views. Yeah, but anyway,
I don't know why it's not
that's
playing
what
right
we're talking
now.
about. I found that style in Nano Banana, with the cutoffs and using the Budweiser and all this stuff as the material, and it was very very consistent in that way. And then
Yeah.
I tried to animate it with H3, which is sick, because actually I tried it with H3 Max, which is super fast, and I was able to create 15 seconds in 30 seconds, which is
What?
crazy. Yeah, you can with H3. Max is the new distilled version of
Okay.
Minimax H3. I think Fall was the first, or maybe the only platform that uh, trained Minimax in that way or distill it in that way.
Hmm.
Now I've been using it on Magnific. Also, I think ImagineArt have it on their platform. Not sure about that,
I'm pretty
but
sure, but I'm not 100% sure.
I think so. And yeah, it's crazy how fast it is, and actually with very very good performance. Is
Yeah, I'm gonna have
there's
to explore
okay?
that.
It's very very useful to try prompts because it's cheaper than the 2K model or the main model,
Uh-huh.
and it's obviously very fast. And if you have a good prompt for H3 Max, the prompt is going to work in H3 regular
Okay.
version.
I hadn't heard of H3
So
Max
it's
yet, so
very
yeah, I'm gonna check that out.
it's very 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 cool. And yeah, how I came with that idea, for example, the little redneck, who knows, man.
Little,
I admit, this one just came to my mind. But yeah, I work a lot of hours in a day, but 2 or 3 hours a day I spend it thinking,
just
like how can it how good this perform, is it good, will my community appreciate what I'm doing here, and so on. Obviously I'm thinking, or I'm looking for trends where I can like uh, take advantage of. But yeah, the creative process is different from a filmmaker, for example, because I have to post every day. If I think, or if I overthink about the content I'm sharing, I'm not going to post anything. So sometimes I admit I'm posting AI slop, or not that good as that good content, but most of the time I think it's quite useful, and I'm always focusing on bring some value to the community,
yeah,
and that's the main point here, and I think that's why I'm growing so
I think
in a
so.
stable way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you are providing a lot of value. I have to admit, like I am often like copying your prompts, going, let me. This is really good. Let me see if I can tweak it and stuff. I do that all the time. Like I'm just playing around. I see one of your. I'm just like, you always blow me away with your prompts, dude. So I
Thank you.
I don't know how you come up with some of these ideas. Let me see if we can find some of the other ones that were really inspiring. Like this is so good. I love that
Yeah,
smoke art
actually,
effect.
yeah, actually, well, I think there are a lot of people watching us, and I'm going to reveal one of my secrets. This one, I
Oh,
yeah, I posted this content like 1 year ago using the same prompt on Midjourney, but animated with Clink 2.6 maybe. So I was like, okay, 1 year ago it was cool, but let's try it with H3. So it's literally the same prompt for Midjourney, but this time on version 8.2. Yeah, 8.2. And I tweak the prompt. I make this JSON prompting for H3, which works like a, and so this is some kind of recycled content, but obviously adapted, and I really thought it was going to be, yeah, some kind of mainstream because it's very cool. And yeah, that, in this particular case it's recycled content. And how I came with this idea 1 year ago, I can't tell, man, because I can't even remember what I was doing yesterday. So
I I
but
get
I'm not
that.
using, I can tell you guys, I'm not using AI for that part. I tried. I tried to use AI to help me with ideas, but every time I tried, uh, it's a total failure. And
Interesting.
because AI for me, this is my personal experience. AI is not coming up with new fresh ideas. You have to be the idea.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, AI can help you to bring it to the next level with prompting. With okay, for example, for me, it's AI is super useful for translations, obviously, and for okay, I can ask. Imagine I'm recording or I'm creating a cinematic story, something more like a film or a sequence. So I ask AI about the shots. I mean, okay, do you think an over the shoulder shot here it's it's good? What do you think? So it helps me to tweak the prompt or to tweak the story or to tweak the angles or but it's not carrying the whole process. The only and actually with agents it happens more or less the same to me. I love using agents, but I prefer to give them more context that they actually need
Yeah.
because I want to be in there.
Yeah. I hear you on that. I think that makes a lot of sense with anytime I've tried to ideate with Claude or Codex or whoever, like it always falls flat because it seems like they have a very limited thing to draw from. It's like there's not enough entropy in their responses, if that makes sense. There's not enough
Yeah, and
differentiation.
yeah, yeah, if you think how these models, these LLMs, are made or trained, it makes total sense because they are probabilistic models and they are based on how others write and well obviously we are reducing it to the minimum but
Right.
they are predictors, so what they are going to predict is something that was made before, so they can mix up ideas but it will be like some kind of mixing that doesn't make sense. Imagine mixing beer with wine. It doesn't make sense, but the
Ugh.
beer is
Oh,
good and the wine is good, but
yeah.
together it doesn't mix.
That's a great metaphor.
So that's I'm always talking about hair and beer.
Air and beer.
Things are hair and beer. That's my
What's your
life,
favorite?
really.
What's your favorite kind of beer?
Uh, uh, how can you say artisan is like
Like a
local beer.
craft.
I
A
have
craft. Yeah.
yeah, that
There you
one.
go.
I have one called here redneck actually, which is
Must
awesome.
have.
It's an IPA beer.
Yeah. Yeah. IPAs. Yep. All right. So before we get too deep into beer, we had a great question from the audience here. How do you create these long JSON prompts? Do you use a custom GPT?
Yeah, yeah. Not a custom GPT. I'm not paying for GPT for a long time. I'm actually using Grok for that. It would work with a gem on Gemini, with on a GPT on ChatGPT, or a skill on Claude. But as long as I have the blue check, I take advantage of that. And most people doesn't know you can train your own or create your own skills with Grok. I have there actually, but my prompts, my skills are always based on my previous prompts. I mean, I experiment a lot. I try to find the perfect fine tuning for my prompts, and once I have this structure, I have for Mid Journey I had category prompting, narrative prompting. I can't even remember because I just use these skills now. But a lot of way of prompting for VO3, I got this JSON prompting, but for H3, it's different
Yeah.
because I've been experimenting. I've been watching this is very important, guys. Don't focus on only one creator or two creators, or, or only yourself. Try to explore other cool prompts from the community. This is super useful for your knowledge. So I found for H3 that it works great with JSON prompting um, because of well a lot of things, but the most important was the beats. You can actually put from 0 to 3 there is one beat and it has to happen this and so on, so you can structure the whole 15 second sequence in one prompt. And once I have these all these prompts working, I just paste it in Grok, and I told Grok, "Hey Grok, based on these prompts, blah blah blah, create a new skill. So every time I bring you an idea or a image reference and so on, you have to craft me a prompt in this structure." And
Okay.
it you can see it does.
That's okay. So everybody, that what he just gave you was gold here. So what he's advising, and I agree with this advice, and this is what I've been trying to do a little bit myself, but I'm getting what he's doing here. Create your own personal skills based on your prompt styles, based on what you found, what works, and package it in such a way that you can like reuse it to find, you have your voice in your prompting and stuff. But if if you can pull in what has worked previously and then just tell an LLM, hey, this is what works. Make me a custom skill that every time I give you an idea, it'll prompt just like this. I think that's worth the price of admission today, right there. Good pointer. What with JSON prompting in H3? Like you're the first person I've actually seen do JSON prompting in H3. It's not part of any of the official specs or guidelines. Their prompt guide is pretty comprehensive, but it's very unusual how they recommend prompting in natural language. But you're finding you're having good success with JSON, right? Did you have Grok look at the H3 prompt guide or something and how to figure out how to best construct its JSON prompting?
Yeah, I think I can explain myself on this JSON prompting stuff, because I brought it to the table when BO3 came out, and I started trying it, and people was like, you are a dumb guy, why are you using JSON? Okay, I'm a developer, I was working as a developer, I know what a JSON structure means, also a YAML, and I've been programming for 13 years in my life, so I know. So what's the point of using JSON prompting? It's not, for me and my experience, it's not about the structure for the model. It's about you as a prompter. So the thing is, when you start prompting, you think about what you have in mind, and you can write it down. And okay, there is an old lady in the highway with a scooter running from the police, and yeah, that's a cool idea. I experimented with that, but maybe when you are writing this prompt naturally, you are missing a lot of details. And with the models we have now, both with CTANs or H3, even BO3 or OmniFlash or whatever, you name it, or Kling, they are very powerful models. So every detail matters. And if you use a template, it can be JSON, it can be YAML, it can be Markdown, it can be categories, whatever you want. But make sure you always fill all these details.
So it's about the filling in the blanks of it as much as it is about the structure.
Exactly. It's not about the structure, because every model has an LLM before the prompt hits the model, and they are recrafting it. But if you give it all the information every time, you are going to get better results. No matter if you use JSON, no matter if you use YAML, no matter if you use whatever, but fill all the details: camera movement, color palette, characters, camera movement, you name it. And on this JSON prompt template, you have all of these.
Hold on just a second. Hey, I'm going to say hi to Alejandro and Amir on LinkedIn. Thanks for joining us today. Let me know if you have any questions for TechHalla, and we'll get to them. And we have Sundar. He just joined us on YouTube as well. What's up, buddy? Thanks for joining us. So, man, that was a really great tip you just gave. I think that helps my mind see this in a different way. So, everybody, if you're not familiar with JSON prompting, what I'm showing here on the screen is an example. This is a structured way of viewing data. It comes from programming parlance, JavaScript object notation, JSON, JSON. And it's just a way of organizing data that is parsable and manipulatable by programs and stuff. Now, it's LLMs are really good at speaking and understanding JSON, but the point TechHalla was making here just now is that it's not even about that as much as it is about helping you remember to check all the boxes and get all of your established things that okay, you need it to be this, the camera direction needs to be this shot type, what it can't have, what it can have, what the visual style is, what the color palette is, what the materials and texture is, how many total beats are in the storyboard, where do those beats take place. And it's about creating a comprehensive representation of your prompt rather than something you may leave out some details in natural language you just may not even realize. But if you have a common format that you're using with your JSON and you have to fill out all of those blanks, you're at least checking all those boxes. So I think that was a great explanation of why that's important. Anything to add there?
And you can, yeah, and actually, the people, you can come out with your own template. As you mentioned, David, it's not about the structure; it's about the details. So other creators maybe just found, okay, but for me, it always work. These tokens or these kind of details, yeah, structure it so you never forget about adding it to your prompts. So being organized here, for me, is the total key.
Very helpful. Do you find there's a sweet spot in terms of prompt length? Are there prompts that end up being too long that don't work for you, or what's your assessment with these newer models lately and how long prompts work?
Okay, yeah. For me, for example, I'm loving H3 lately. This is, I want to say all my takes are very honest, and I obviously I love Sedans 2.5 and 2.0. These are great, but everyone's has been struggling with all these artifacts, and sometimes you create a 30 seconds a sequence, and at the end, the last 10 seconds, you have to throw them to the trash. But with H3, obviously, it's only 15 seconds. It's super. It has a big adherence to the prompt. So and you have 7K characters cap. So you can almost write a Bible there. So and it works. Every detail matters. Actually, in my last post, which is a post about some kind of Family Guy style about every startup buying Macs
Right here?
right now. This one,
Yeah.
yeah. This was made in 1 minute. It's 30 seconds long. It's 2 clips of 15 seconds, and I created it in 1 minute with H3 Max, what I was mentioned before. It's
very
crazy.
coherent.
It's almost real time.
Yeah.
And the first prompt, I added some kind of a scar, for the image, the reference image, which is the first frame. In my first image I created, the guy have a scar in the eye, and I didn't like it. But I used Grok for creating the prompt before the animation prompt before I removed the scar. So in the animation prompt for H3, I have the scar in the eye, and it was like just a single word inside the 7K characters prompt. And I used the initial image without the scar, but added the prompt for animating with the scar, and it actually added it. So what this means, prompt matters in H3. That small detail was understood by the model, and it added it because I told him to add it. Even I have an image without the scar. Even I didn't mention that on any other part of the prompt. So on H3, prompting is super important, and you can take advantage of longer prompts. And actually, it's a good practice for me. Sometimes you can just write, create me a sitcom or a Family Guy version of a startup buying. Okay, maybe you are lucky, you can get a good result. I saw it with with Sora back in the days, but because Sora has more brain. This
There was a
has
lot of
less brain.
intelligence in Sora. Yeah, there was a lot of intelligence
Exactly,
in Sora.
exactly. And here it isn't. It's just what do you want? I'm going to create it. And for example, this text, this command prompt text, are just amazing. How it handles characters in the animation. But yep,
Awesome. We have a couple more questions. So let's see. Arena XYZ asks, how do you organize all your prompts? Do you use a database, Notion, or something like that? Great question.
so that's a great question. And no, I don't use anything. And but guys, don't do that. I mean, I'm
Organize your
sick.
prompts. Don't do what he does.
Organize your prompts. Okay, let me explain. When I started prompting, I used Discord because you didn't have a Midjourney website.
Right. You just had
so I
the
started
Midjourney bot.
using-
Yeah.
So when I was there, I created my own server. I created my own threads with my own prompts. Super organized. And at some point, it was like, my God, I have like 5,000 prompts here. Where or when am I going to need this? All this stuff, 5,000 prompts and so on. So I'm not using any database, but I'm using my X account as a database. That's the trick.
That is, yeah, you
because
are
if
posting all your prompts, so you can just, hey, Grok, show me all my prompts that I've posted. Yeah, that's a good idea.
And I can't remember my wife's birthday, but I can remember what I posted 3 months ago about H3 using whatever, blah, blah, blah. So I can ask Grok, hey, Grok, I posted about this, and these are the tokens, so bring me the prompt I used.
All right, let me plug a
have-
Magic Computer for a second here, because just for everybody's sake, so Magic Computer, our new product that we just launched, you could kind of do something similar. If you did all your prompting through a Magic Computer, you could have it troll through all of your past sessions and find all of your prompts that you've done and like construct them like that. So just a little plug there. Sorry, keep going.
No. And that's a good practice. And actually, the question is so on point. Yesterday, I'm trying Grokbot from since Saturday. I'm trying to build cool stuff. I'm actually doing it because it's amazing. And one of these stuff I'm creating is asking Grokbot, to build a library of all my prompts from X, and have it organized and not only like a database, but also like a node graphic stuff. Everything is connected, and I can actually rate which prompts worked better, which videos worked better. I'm working on that, but I have to be honest, I don't have a database, and I wish I have it, but
You could do some interesting stuff if you created embeddings out of your prompts. Like, just let me tech nerd out here for a moment with you. If you created embeddings out of your prompts, and you could like do similarity searches and stuff, and you could create node graphs of your prompts based on the embeddings of like where the similarities are, that could be a really interesting clustering, right? Like you could cluster and group your prompts like that, and that would be interesting.
That's actually the idea. Not sure if I can share it because I don't want to miss a lot of time here. Just try if I have a screenshot. I don't think so, but it's
Okay,
more or
no
less. It's more or less that idea, because what I was looking for is not only to have my prompts organized, but also to check if there is any pattern between them that I just can't find, but AI can. And if I find that pattern about virality, attention, because I have all the data from my Twitter, my X account, and I know which videos perform better because of the retention. It's a very simple way of knowing when a video works. It's actually the simplest one.
Oh,
And
that's a
if
that's a
video
beautiful data point. You have a really great
Yeah.
data point there where you can go, hey, which of my prompts have been getting the most retention? And, oh, that's,
Of
oh
course.
man.
And some people is not are not, uh, or maybe are not aware about that. X is not a theater or a cinema or YouTube. X is X. People want to bring up the phone or the computer, watch fun stuff, not most of the time, not being 3 minutes watching a full chapter or something. Sometimes yes, but not in the AI community. People
Mm-hmm.
want uh, quick prompting, quick videos, engaging videos. People want to comment and put their take on your post because it's the best social for that. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Instagram for that is not cool because I have a post with 58 million views on Instagram, and the comments are useless. I mean, oh, that's crazy. Oh, okay,
There's a lot
man,
more.
I know that's
There's a lot
crazy.
more room for discussion
But
on
on
X. That's for
X,
sure. Yeah.
yeah, for sure. And on X, if you generate some kind of discussion, please, guys, don't use rage bites or similar things because I really hate that. But if you put interesting stuff, people are going to comment and are going to say, "Hey, Tech, this is cool. How do you do this thing or whatever?" You start a conversation,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm measuring that too because X is rewarding that. So yeah, and I'm a content creator. I'm not an artist or a filmmaker. Well, more or less, yeah, filmmaker on my other
Yeah.
job I do, but
You're
on
an
X,
influencer.
I'm
You're an influencer.
exactly.
Yeah.
I don't like it that much because I feel like sometimes it's like, yeah, I'm an influencer, but I don't really want to influence on your opinions. I just want to show you what these models or these platforms are capable of. No lies, no
Yeah.
editing, not
Yeah.
a big crew behind me. I work here in 5 square meters. Not sure how to translate it to USA imperial metrics. Sorry, but
Freedom units, we call them
I
over
can
here.
touch.
Sorry.
I can touch both walls with my hands. So it's a small place, and that's what I want to say. I mean, I'm a solo creator, and I have to be honest with my audience. And I'm not putting 3 days on editing this clip. No, this is more or less a raw output. I edited. Yeah, I obviously I use speed ramps or some kind of stuff, but I'm not an editor. But
Mm-hmm.
I try to be honest with my content because when people tries out my prompts, they say, "Okay, it works," and that's why I think they like my content.
That makes a lot of sense. So Thomas on LinkedIn says you do a lot with prompt descriptions. Do you use storyboards often to generate too, or do you just going from single image references and prompts, or do you do a mix of both?
Yeah, a mix of both. It depends on the content I'm creating. I mean, for example, if I'm creating a detective sequence, I mean, a a policeman is arriving the crime scene and so on. Okay, if it takes more than 30 seconds, I use a storyboard. Maybe if it is 1 minute, I use a storyboard because I don't want the AI to invent about the angles or the props that are appearing in the sequence. So yeah, it's a good practice. But if you are doing like a 30 seconds shot, it's not that needed. But it always depends on the content you are creating. For example, if you are using counter shots, yeah, of course, I'm using a storyboard. I have to create that still because if I don't do that, AI most of the time is going to use the same background for the initial shot
Oh, it's
than,
so it kills
and
the
that's horrible.
yeah,
Yeah, it
it kills
that
the
can kill
immersion.
your awesome video.
Yeah.
Exactly. So when you put yourself more on into a director mode, of course, you have to use storyboards. You have to have a proper script, You have to make the music. You have to make everything, almost everything. I'm not, depends on the project, but I don't used to use synthetic voices, because most of the time, if I use sedans, for example, the voices are quite good, and you can actually extract the audio, like a 3 seconds or 4 seconds audio of the voice, and use it as reference. So you don't have to train your own voice, and you are going to keep it consistent all along the sequence. No matter if you create 5 separate clips, the voice is going to remain consistent.
Do you
So
find
yeah,
that to be
if you
more
are
consistent
directing
in
something,
Cdance? Like I know Cdance does terrible with music consistency. Like if you try to do lip syncing or something with music, it's completely unusable now in 2.5. But you're saying the voice like consistency is there if you provide a clip of a voice. Okay.
exactly, not
Good to
for
know.
singing. Yeah, no, for music videos, and actually I have a successful music video channel on YouTube. Well,
Mm-hmm.
you behind the cameras, David asked me, "Hey Tech, do you want to promote something?" And I said, "No, I'm fine here." But now I'm going to take advantage. So guys, you can go to YouTube
Let's
and
look it up.
search for Radio Mandanga. I can not sure if I can write it.
Um,
Radio Mandanga.
Radio
Radio
Mandanga. I see it.
Mandanga. That's it. That's it.
Yep.
And that's my channel. It's full of covers, and now I'm creating from time to time original. Sorry guys, it's AI music, but it's original videos and so on. And I've been using a lot of Sedans 2.0, a lot of Kling, and now I'm using H3, because H3 is the best model for lip sync right
It
now.
is.
It's
Yeah.
not that good when the shot is a wide shot or a far shot. The lip sync is not that good because
Yeah.
there are
Loses a
a lot
little
of
bit.
artifacts, but exactly. But if you are trying a close up like this one, it will work perfect.
Just about every time. It's crazy good at it. All right, so everybody, you
Actually,
heard
this,
him.
this one was made with Kling, by the way.
Oh, that one was Kling. I can't remember the last time I've actually enjoyed using Kling. I feel bad saying that because it used to be one of the best, and now they've fallen so far behind. And so everybody,
Yeah.
subscribe to TechHalla's new YouTube channel he's got going on here, Radio Mandanga. Go give him a subscribe and a like there.
Oh, but wait, sorry, but this one, okay, this is not that one, because that one.
Oh, it's not
has
that one.
Few subscribers. This one
It's
is
this
the
one?
DistroKid. This one.
This one,
yeah,
okay.
20K subscriber.
Okay, so not
because
the
other
topic.
one is
Yeah.
the one. Yeah.
All right, there we go. Subscribe to @Radio Mandanga on YouTube. Give him a subscribe there, just to say thank you for coming on the show today. So yeah, that's been my experience too. Though, is H3 is the new king of lip sync, and there's just nobody comparable yet. And I have high hopes for Kling when they introduce their next model. That they got trounced, didn't they? I felt so bad for them when they launched 3.0, and then Cdance just came out swinging hard.
What I can say about that, and I'm not saying more, is they are working on cool stuff.
I'm sure you get a little preview that the rest of us peons may not get access to. So I won't ask you to infringe on any NDAs there. We are not like certain companies that do bad things. Anyways,
something's coming. Something's
yes,
coming.
something good is coming. All right. Sundar has a question. Do models actually give equal attention to every field in a large JSON prompt, or can they still have the same attention and priority issues as with very long natural language prompts? That's a great question.
Yeah, and actually, I think I some kind covered that question when I mentioned that that particular case of the scar on my Family Guy prompt. Yes, but obviously, if you have contradictions in your prompt, imagine you say, I'm not sure how to make an example about that, but if you have a contradiction in your prompt, I'm not sure what is going to happen. But in that video, as I mentioned before, I I write the guy to have a scar on his eye, but the initial still doesn't have it, and it actually added it in a 7K characters prompt. So in my opinion, for H3, it matters. For Sedans 2.5 or 2.0, if you have a very long prompt and there are but it's about contradictions. If there are contradictions, the model is going to do whatever it wants. But um, if you don't have these contradictions, it's going to have good adherence to your prompt. But as I mentioned, the best adherence right now is H3. H3 has the best adherence to the prompt. No matter what you say, it does. Obviously, the quality at the end, for example, with realistic people or realistic life scenes and so on, is not that good as Sedans 2.5.
Right. They still
or
have the
2.0.
quality edge. Yeah.
But I have a workflow for that, and I think it's pretty useful if you are having problems with Sedans.
Do you have that? Is that on your X account that we could pull up or anything?
Yeah, you can search for. Let me. It's not an old one. I think I posted this month. Let me check.
Okay.
The thing here is here is I'm going to share it with you. Check it first because it's a promoted post
Okay.
from
Yeah. I'll
other
take
company.
a look.
But the thing here is you can craft the whole sequence with H3, and this is going to work. But maybe
All right.
the final quality is not that good. But it's good with the movements, with the elements in the scene, and so on. So if you use this video you created with H3 as reference for Sedans, you are having a very, very good reference. It's like all these people doing the 3D references for Sedans, like with blocks and some super simple stuff, and editing it with Sedans is the same, but giving the model more information because the video is better than a Blender render.
Okay.
Not sure if I explained myself.
Yeah. I got the post. We'll go ahead and pull it up. Everybody knows we have competitors. So, oh, what am I doing?
Yeah. And actually, I've been partnering with ImagineArt, and I really appreciate that, and I'm happy with them. And they are a very cool company, by the way.
I agree. I've been working here for 3 years now, and we're my favorite. Like, everybody has their strengths and stuff, but I really like the people here, and so I'm an ImagineArt fanboy. But let's just be real. There's lots of competitors out here, and so we can't just pretend like that doesn't exist. So we'll show this for a second.
Anyway,
I think this is worthwhile.
Can scroll, and you can scroll down, or
Okay.
that's fine.
Well, I wanted
if
to
you scroll down, you can see whatever.
Yeah, I just want to just watch it real quick so we can at least see. So, tell us what's going on here in this video.
Yeah, the video on the left was made with H3. Okay, so it's me and acting, and the waitress is coming, and everything fits perfect with what I wanted. But if you look closely, the details are not that good as Sedans.
Okay.
And on the right side is the same video, but using an image reference of myself, a cinematic one, with different angles, and the same sequence is happening in the same time, but with different angles. So on the right, you have the Sedans output using the H3 input.
Okay. That's a cool technique.
So it's like directing. It's like directing with H3 and then editing with Sedans. If you want to have total control and adherence.
All right, I'm going to repost this, everybody, just in case you want to go find this. Here, TechHalla talked about this technique on the stream today. Just a reference. Anyone that was watching. All right, so that's a cool technique. and I feel like. So it's you liked what you were getting out of H3 there, but you were able to add more detail and different angles and shots through CDNs that H3 couldn't provide.
Because of the quality for real life scenes. I mean, if you want to create something cinematic, like with real actors, H3 is not the best model for that, but
Right.
Sedans is.
Right.
So, but on the other hand, H3 is the best for prompt adherence, and it's going to do whatever you want it to do for you. So then you edit it with Sedans, and it will keep the movements, the action, the waitress, everything. So it's more or less the same that people are doing with Blender, as I mentioned, or even if you go outdoors or you have your own studio and you record yourself acting, people are doing that all the time, and it's one of the most useful use cases, or the best use cases I feel, because I truly believed into hybrid filmmaking using both real footage mixed with AI, of course. And this is more or less the same, but using synthetic content, because not everyone has a good camera, or not everyone is a good director as me. I don't know how to record. I don't have a director background, so it's a good way to start.
All right, that's awesome answer there. You mentioned Blender. Do you, Thomas on LinkedIn asks, do you use a 3D application to make storyboards? Do you do any blocking with 3D?
Okay, with 3D, I'm truly amateur with 3D. I've been always in love with 3D, but I didn't have the time to study or to put a lot of time on it. But yeah, I know how to use Blender. I use a lot of Tripo. Tripo, the image to 3D platform. I use it a lot because you can you can create your own scenes, and that's actually, I have a post about that. I have post about everything, David.
So you're talking about creating you take a still image, you turn it into a 3D scene, and then you can do blocking within that 3D scene that you've turned from an image?
No, not from an image, but constructing every single aspect from the scene in 3D. You can create the walls simply. You can put a pattern if it is a wall or whatever. But then you can turn yourself into a 3D model. You put it there. You can actually rig it, and you can change the poses. You can create some furniture, vehicles, whatever you want. Put it there. And in Blender, you have the advantage that is a real world, and you can move the camera whenever you want, wherever you want. And once you have the render, you can just take it and use Nano Banana or Sweet Dream to make it look like a real still. And actually, that would be the perfection for me. Having a 3D world, a perfect 3D world where I can get the camera angles I want, and then using AI to tweak the stills and get this cinematic result.
That's basically like if you have to have a shot be exactly what you need. Like if you're doing a client work or something, and they have it needs to be this and blah blah blah. So that what you're talking about there is you can actually get down to that level of control if you're willing to put the work into it, where you can get everything in the scene position exactly as you need, lock it down, and then you have your different angles of your shots. Yeah, it's a great technique. That actually probably ties into the question. Chardu Adaver on LinkedIn says, I've been wondering about something, and I feel I can only ask someone working at a similar level. When location continuity isn't required, when the scenes don't need to take place in the same environment, I find that using only the character as a visual reference and generating everything else through text to video produces a much stronger sense of cinematic realism.
Yep.
The more reference images I add, the more the result seems to drift towards a 3D generated look one way or another. My theory is that every additional image prompt creates an invisible conditioning layer between the text prompt and the model. As these layers accumulate, the model starts negotiating between the references instead of freely constructing the scene, and some of the natural photographic texture gets lost. Am I the only one seeing this, or have you noticed the same thing? What do you think?
Yeah, that's actually I think okay. That's totally true, and that's why when I work on side projects, big projects, I spend more or less 80% of the time creating the stills, and the rest is animating. Because if you create every still with AI is good for the first impression, but if you want this continuity, there and if you create the next frame and the next frame and so on, no, it's not always. It doesn't make sense sometimes because AI is inventing the, how can I say, the spatial, yeah, consistency. I mean, the distances and everything. That's why it's related to the previous question. If you do it, if you create the stills using 3D on a controlled environment, you are not going to have this distance or these scale issues because everything is what it is. I mean, because you have the 3D scene. So that's why he's having or she's having a lot of issues when it use more than a character sheet. And I experimented that too. If I use only my character as a reference, the 30 seconds are pretty consistent because you let the model to create the whole thing, and the whole thing has sense on that world.
It's basically you're going to get a lot more cinematic results out of a text to video prompt than you would an input image prompt or a reference image prompt. Typically, in my experience with these models, right, is like the text to video is going to be, letting the model shine. Your input is going to flavor it, whatever. So if your inputs aren't great, and then I think what he's getting at here is he probably is right that there's an invisible conditioning layer between the text prompt and the model, that the more references you're adding, the more it's diluting what your text prompt is accomplishing, and perhaps it's missing some of the smaller fine details or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but that's why it's super important to divide the scenes, because imagine you create the first scene in only one place. If you bring the sedans, for example, a complete wide shot of the scene, not the particular shots of every part of the scene, just a overall or a wide shot of the whole scene, it's going to perform better in spatial things and so on, than if you use several angles, several shots of the environment. So that's why, and that's why it's very important to prompt it properly.
Makes sense.
Like focus on that uh, place, this angle with a wide shot, a close up, a Dutch angle, whatever.
Okay. So sorry, I'm going to switch topics here because I just remembered I want to cover something that I had mentioned in the announcement post, and that's monetization. We've had some people on the show ask about like doing an episode of monetization. I felt like you'd be the perfect person to ask because you've grown an X account from 4,000 to 94,000 in 3 years. All right, it's me. I'm over here with my piddly 483 followers or whatever, and like, what does the journey look like from your standpoint, just as a creator, as somebody who is was working a normal job and now has quit to become a full-time influencer / content creator? Like, talk to me about that journey, what that looked like, when you were able to feel like you could go full-time with that, and what can people expect as they're trying to grow, and then whatever tips you might have for that.
Okay. Okay. And I'm not going to sell. I mean, I'm going to explain my experience, and I'm going to explain also what I think about it, and why is not what is going to happen right now. Let me explain better.
Okay.
When I started sharing content, it was the perfect moment. I mean, no one was talking about AI. So it was Chris Castanova, it was Heather Cooper, Ludovic, a lot of, I don't want to mention more because I don't want to miss all these awesome guys. I think Asis is there watching the live show. Amira, a lot of awesome content creators that are here from the beginning. And at that moment, we have that opportunity because no one was talking about AI. So from my perspective, it was like, okay, I have to take this opportunity and keep the work all every day. I've been posting nonstop since day one till now. It's like almost 3 years and a half or so posting every day. Obviously, I have a scheduled post and so on, but posting every day. And if you are starting right now, you have to be more patient. I mean, I grow so fast at the beginning, then it established, but now I think it's harder at the beginning. But once you your spot, it's easier to get money. Why? Because now there are a lot of companies wanting to have their spot in the space, and they are going to pay creators to share about their platform, their model, and so on. So in my case, and I think this can be a good option for you guys. I started to share my Mid Journey prompts. It worked, but I really was in a position like, okay, I'm spending a lot of time here. I need to monetize it some way. So I created my Gumroad page, and I started to sell their Mid Journey prompt guides. And people started to download it. I promote them on my X account, and people started download them. I gave them for free at the beginning, and people send me tips. And once I have like 5,000 subscribers on my Gumroad page, I started to sell the guides for $2 or $3 or so. Uh, there were big guides, only 10 prompts per guide, but they were very, very aesthetic, uh, putting attention on the details. And the most important thing, posting original prompts. I mean, I didn't share any prompt I've shared before on X. It was like exclusive content. So that's how I started, and from there, companies started to hey tech to tell me, hey tech, I would like to promote your Mid Journey prompt guides, and they paid me for putting their brands on my guides. And then one of the first companies came to me, which was Remix, which is not now on the market, but they came to me and they told me, hey tech, we love your content, we want to make some uh, collaborating posts and so on, so make some collabs, sorry. And yeah, I started to post, and from there, companies, but obviously it was related to my growth. I'm related to my views, of course. So, and you have another way to earn money, which is the X payouts, but I'm not getting rich from that side. Actually, now I'm in the best. It's the best time for me in X payouts. I'm getting like more or less 1,000 per 2 weeks, which is quite good, but
That's
it's
not
not
bad, man.
but now with the new original, the new content revenue, or the new creators revenue, they are starting next month. I hope we are getting more money from there. And and I know people will say, okay, man, you are getting $2,000 for posting. Yeah, but man, I'm working like 12
You're
to 14
putting your
hours a
tail.
day,
Yeah, you're working your tail
and
off
I'm
for that.
lucky. Yeah, exactly. And well, I'm lucky because I have a lot of partnerships on X. I'm making big money, and actually I have a lot of side projects. I'm working on big YouTube channels. Big YouTube channels, on music videos for very known artists I cannot mention,
Wow.
advertisement, filmmaking, of course, and
Hmm.
so on. So yeah,
And this
first,
stuff just that
if
just
you
stuff
want
just
to
is kind of
start,
started to pour in when your X account grew, right? Like all of a sudden you just people are like, hey, can I pay you to post this? And that all just kind of came to you as your account grew, right?
exactly, and at some point I was like, okay, I'm a director of a tech company, and I'm earning, well, more or less good money, but I'm earning more with X. So I said my boss, goodbye. It's been a pleasure, man, because now I can work from home and creating myself like with growing hair and stupid stuff. So yeah, I'm totally in. And it was, I mean, it was the most terrifying moment in my life to leave the job and start creating 24/7 on X.
Yeah, man. Do you find you work more or less now?
More.
More, but at least it's for yourself, right? Like that helps.
It's
You're,
yeah. I mean, yeah, and actually, this is an important topic. I have a lot of support from my family. I have a 7 years old daughter. I try to spend the more time all the time I can. And my wife is like, okay, Luis, it's fine. You have to work. You have to make money because we want a bigger house, and we want to retire at some point. So yeah, now because I always feeling like not sure if this is a bubble or this is the reality in the next years. But yeah, I'm trying to get the most out of all all this content I share, and if companies are happy collaborating with me, I'm more than happy to continue.
going back to the H3 lip syncing for a second, we had a question in Discord that I had missed when we were on that topic. We did talk about how the H3 model is better for lip syncing. It's the only viable one at this moment, basically. And let's see. I'm sorry, dude. I can't pronounce your name. Soli. Is it Soli? Sorry, Soli, if that's not how you say your name. He said he was trying CDance 2.5 in his last X post, but it was changing his music. Yeah, that's basically the problem with CDance 2.5 is it's unusable for music videos at this point because it just changes your music and it hallucinates. Do you include lyrics in your prompt when you do the H3 prompts, though, TechHalla?
Yep.
Okay. So that answers that then.
Okay. Regarding music videos, the best way to if it depends on what you need. Obviously, not every music video needs the band playing or singing, but if you need that, there are obviously H3 or actually LTX audio to video works quite good too. It's not the best, and H3 is better. But I didn't try LTX 2.5 audio to video, and actually I'm not sure if it had this, if it has this feature right now. But yeah, H3 is the best right now. But Clink motion control, guys. This is not only for for the aesthetics. I know how to play the bass, and if you record yourself playing and you use motion control, and I actually did that in the past, you are going to have the best results.
I remember
Not
seeing
only
your. I remember seeing that one music video you did, the black gentleman singing. It was kind of like a soulful thing, but you had done a motion control copy from Kling 3.0 to CDance, and then got different angles of that. That was a really great video. That was a good one. So that is
CDance is not that good for audio synchronization.
right. So CDance is going to be where you can finish off shots, but getting your initial lip syncing done with H3 or have you tried WAN 3 yet, by the way?
Which one? Sorry.
WAN 3.0. WAN.
Okay, WAN. Yeah. No, I didn't have the opportunity yet, but
Okay.
I have to. And actually, I have to do it before the week ends.
Got to get a post out on it, man. Got to get your
A couple.
your WAN posts. Thomas had a couple questions for you. Does H3 understand angles with degrees? Like if you told it 35 degrees, would it understand that? It's a good question.
I have to say, I think I've tried. Well, I've tried degrees, and actually yesterday I was experimenting with that, but not sure if it's the exact use case Thomas is asking for. But the experiment was I saw people trying to get Gaussian splatting 3D environments from AI generated videos. So I use H3 uh, with a still and ask it to create a 360 degrees orbit camera. It did it quite good, but it doesn't fit the requirements for a Gaussian splatting. And then I tried something different to move from 0 to 90 degrees, and it worked quite good. But I'm not sure if you are asking it for 30 degrees, it's going to understand that. So the best approach for that, or my recommendation, is to use Blender or any other simple 3D model.
3D blocking.
Get
Yeah.
the first, yeah, because
Yep.
you are going to have complete control. And now, if you have access to Grok or any other LLM, you can actually create your own app for that. I did. I mean, you can create a super simple 3D blocking system to create different angles. And
That's a great idea. We're
take
going to
it.
create a 3D blocking app with Imagine Computer together. We'll do that on the stream this week. That'll be a good use case for Imagine Computer.
Awesome.
Thomas also on LinkedIn had another question. Do you think the young generation are open to AI video creation?
Oh, we are starting to some kind of political and ethical debates here. Yeah. I mean, okay. That's not only a very interesting point, but actually, it as a father of a 7-year-old girl, I'm trying to explain her my job or what I do, but focusing or trying to her focusing on and understanding the classic, or the traditional way of learning, of doing, because I started using AI when I was, I've been using AI, training models and so on from a long time, but not generative AI. I started using AI at 36, maybe. So I have enough experience of the world. I visited museums. I saw enough movies. I listened a lot of music, and so on. I know how things work out there, but my daughter doesn't. My daughter has to understand how a real band plays. Actually, I go with her to concerts because I want her to enjoy music as I do, and I think it's a very important responsibility from the parents to teach kids to enjoy the real life out there, and then let's them decide if they want to use AI or not. In my case, why I'm using AI, because I have the opportunity of making a living around that. Obviously,
I mean,
if not, okay, I will be using AI, but not as as sick. But I don't. I know how to play an instrument. I know how to sing more or less, but I don't have a band behind me. I played in a band. We played in weddings. I played in front of 1,000 people when I was young. But now I'm 40. My friends are 40 or they are older. They have kids. Oops.
Drop something.
And they don't have the time to. They don't have the time to play in a band with me. So I just use Suno and I share the results with them. Actually, we are enjoying in a different way, but we all know how the things work. So we have to be sure we are not losing that. That's very important, like the contact with the reality.
Yeah, I think that's such a great point. These tools, it's kind of like somebody who has done carpentry being handed power, carpentry in the 13th century being handed power tools today. They're going to be a lot better at using these power tools because they know how to do it without the power tools. And there's, we have lost some of those trades. There's, how many people do you know that can still blacksmith? Because we have metal foundries now that do all that for us. And there's things there's experience, there's expertise that you can only know when you are actually really familiar with how metal responds when you're hitting it, at this temperature and it's this color. And well, all of that, we are at risk of losing another abstraction layer of reality here with AI. And that is a very real risk. And obviously you've put a lot of thought into it as a parent, and I think that's such a great perspective. We've seen the effects just on what technology has had on kids, the iPad generation, we don't know what people's minds are going to do, what these young minds are going to do when they've grown up with AI their whole life. And I think Thomas is probably getting at this from an angle of, it seems like a lot of the young kids, at least like the Gen Alpha kids, are pretty anti-AI because I think there's a lot of propaganda against it. And I think there's such, there's like so much of that. But I think there is kind of like a zeitgeist of, ooh, it's AI. I think there's going to be kids like like your 7-year-old, my 6-year-old, that are going to have a completely different view of it because they grew up with ChatGPT, voice chat, and they're going to have such a different relationship to AI than a teeny bopper today who is like, ooh, AI, generative AI. I get why they think that. I understand it.
I remember when I was young, and when I was young, I mean like being 11 or 12, and I was listening to a Slipknot, and people was like, "Oh, this is satanic, this music from the hell, and these guys are not going to be successful." All right. Well, I mean, I'm not comparing AI with a Slipknot, but what I was, or with synthesizers and so on, it's always the same thing. And there's people against evolution. This is like a special situation because it's not the old people but the youngest people against all this thing. But well, I want to make a point about that. Is that some young people in socials, and we have to have a perspective. When I'm in the school talking with other parents and other kids, they are not telling me, "Oh, you are the Antichrist, you are the AI guy." No. They are asking me all the time, teachers, parents, kids, about AI. What is this all about, and so on. Mm-hmm. So maybe it's just a movement. It's like the anti-AI crew on X. I'm actually suffering it right now, but 3 years now, I have started to get this hate, and I'm still here. I'm getting more attention, I'm getting more money, I'm getting more projects. AI is going to be there, and it's the same. It's for me, from my perspective, it's just a tool, another tool. But we have the responsibility to learn about the traditional way of doing things, because this way we are going to understand better how AI works, and we are going to create better stuff.
I think that's awesome. I think we lost our live on TikTok for some reason. I guess I didn't get multi-streaming is hard, y'all. They like to get you for lack of inactivity a lot. I have to keep an eye on about 7 different things here at once.
No worries.
This has been such a great and informative session. I don't know if you have a hard stop here. We can definitely keep going on if anybody has any questions, but I also don't want to hold you too long. You committed an hour to me. We're at an hour and 20. So
as long I'm a Real Madrid fan, the biggest fan in the world, the soccer club. So they are playing like in 1 hour or so.
Okay,
that's the only.
That's your hard stop then. No, we got that.
Yeah, but we can. Yeah, I can answer more questions. No problem.
All right. So if you got any more questions for TechHalla, please get them in. I want to go back to the monetization. What advice do you have for somebody like? I mean, this is a frequent discussion on X is just growth and stuff like that. But this covers any platforms. X is where you're biggest, right? Is that your biggest platform, or are you monetized elsewhere too?
Yeah, I'm monetizing YouTube too.
Oh, okay. How does somebody grow in the current ecosystem? Like you were right. I think you caught a lucky break there in terms of you caught the wave of, being a new AI creator. How does somebody find that? How does somebody, I don't know, what advice do you have there?
Okay, particularly on YouTube, it's super easy. Sorry, I rewind. It's not super easy. It's super simple. If you know how to do it. I mean, you have the opportunity to create viral shorts on YouTube, and you have the opportunity because you can upload a short every day, and you know what works there. And what works? Realistic stuff. You have to tag it as AI, of course. Don't lie. But if you, for example, I can show you. It's not sure if I can share the screen.
You can actually share your screen. I can put your screen up.
Okay, I'll try. Okay. Like this? Nope, not this. Sorry.
Hold on. Once you get it up, I'll share it. Yeah. Okay. There.
Okay. No, I was about to share the studio from YouTube.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay. So this is a very simple way of.
Hold on. Let me get it up real quick.
Sure.
Where is the controls for that? There we go. Okay, camera C is now your screen. There we go.
Okay, so you can watch me there in the Tour of France. And this video has 2.2 million views on YouTube.
Are you kidding me? Okay.
It's a 15 seconds. It's a 15 seconds video from Sedans. Just one reference.
Hold on. I just realized. Don't change it yet, because I just realized our shorts people aren't seeing the same thing that we're seeing. So 1 second. Sorry, vertical people. You're seeing the video now. Okay.
Okay.
I'm broadcasting on two different. I'm broadcasting vertical and horizontal, and some of my stuff doesn't line up on my overlays and stuff. So I had to change camera sources in two places. So, yeah, this is his video of him riding in the Tour de France that had how many views on YouTube?
2.2 million.
2.2.
It's not my best one, but it's perfect for the explanation. This one and the other one I'm showing to you.
Okay.
Why is this getting traction? Obviously, because the old lady it's doing crazy things. You need the 3 first seconds is the key on every platform, because your worst enemy is this one. Is the people scrolling is your enemy. So you need to catch attention. Actually, these are two prompts. Sorry, it's not only one. These are two different prompts, and you have to take the attention of the viewer, of course. And you only have 3 seconds, or sometimes you only have 2 seconds. So something. Okay, here is very clear. The sandwich and the beer appeared. Is like, what the hell is going on here? And I drink it, and people is like, what is happening? And then the old lady, man, what the fuck? Okay, so let's see the interaction. 17 seconds. I'm sorry, this is in Spanish, but this is 17 seconds of retention. It's more than the half of the video.
That's really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I obviously have a slop. A lot of slop, but this one 5.3 million views is this one. Obviously I'm a Spaniard, and we won the soccer World Cup against the dirty players from Argentina. I love Argentina, but it's a joke, obviously. And now same thing happened. Something unexpected at the beginning, and then another clip with they put the boss on the the
That's
goal.
great.
So yeah, it's a stupid. It's super dumb, but it's super easy to create. I've
Yeah.
actually shared the prompts, or you can find them on my X account. This work here, 5 million views on X, 3 million views on Instagram, 15 million views,
Wow.
and it works all the time.
So
And you can
that
say, "Hey
a
Tech, and
3 second
why are
hook.
not doing this?" Yeah, and you can say, "Hey Tech, why are not you doing this all the time?" Obviously, I don't have all these good ideas all the time. First of all, on X is not that good to having virals all the time because the algorithm is going to punish you next. I can explain that later if you
I
want.
no, I'd love to hear that.
And
Yeah.
okay, and there is a very important thing, and it's common on both videos. I'm taking advantage of the trend, on the global trend. This one was posted an hour after the World Cup final ended. 1 hour after it ended, I posted it. So I was super fast, and I take advantage about people looking for final World Cup videos. Okay, so some guys just arrived here and they were, this is good shit. I'm going to share it with my friends and so on. And the other one was posted when the Tour of France started. So again, a lot of people are searching for Tour de France clips and so on. So that's a very important point. And why I'm not doing this all the time on X? Because if I'm doing that, I'm getting my engagement is going to go to the minimum, and I need the engagement. Why? Because when something gets viral, there is a lot of views, but the engagement is very low. You can have a 3 million views post, but only having 1,000 likes only. That's huge, but
Right.
1,000 likes from 3 million is a
Very
very very very low engagement rate.
Yeah. Yeah.
But instead of that, if I go to my ink video, okay, yeah, no, this one. I have one. Sorry, I'm so super bad with numbers on English. 1,058. You can read it. But 2.2k likes. The engagement rate here is huge, and that's good because if I have that, next day I'm posting, I'm getting more views, and the next day I'm getting more views. But if you have a viral one, you are going to have a peak, very high peak, and a very low week. And I can assume that as I have a lot of partnerships with companies, so I need all the posts to perform more or less the same way.
So you have a
So
completely
that's the
different
key.
strategy
That's
on different channels that have completely different strategies, basically. Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. Well, I feel like I'm out of questions, and I don't see any coming in. Hold on, let me check. I see Rhodey's texted me on Discord. TikTok went off. Okay, so she was just telling me about TikTok. Checking out LinkedIn over here. Well, dude, this has been really, really informative and really beneficial, and I'm itching to try to put some of this into practice. Like I've got several ideas now that I'm just like, what can we do here? Where do you see, just final question here, like you seem to be really good at coming up with ideas. Like, what do you attribute that to? You said you spend a couple of hours a day thinking just of ideas. Is that, are you tracking these ideas? Are you talking with an agent about them? Are you cataloging them?
No, I tried actually to use, a Grok agent and a lot of agents to have more ideas, but it doesn't work. And the only thing it works for me, it's like not thinking about it, and sometimes I'm having a shower and I'm like, okay, man, I have to put my clothes on and write this down.
Sometimes the
And
best
I'm
ideas come there. Yeah.
yeah, and the more I stay inside here working, I'm doing things, the less ideas I have. So I had to touch some grass, using that quote from the haters, and talking with people, reading. I'm actually this book weighs more than I. Not sure if you can see
Yeah.
it.
The Illusion of Life, Disney animation. Okay. Yeah. Never heard of that.
This is the Bible for animating. Okay, so you have here how to tell a story properly. Not sure if this is the best briefing about this book, but this is one of the most important books I've read lately. This one, another one from the CIA agent who talks about negotiation, and I'm very good negotiating,
All right.
but that's for other
Yeah. That's a different
questions.
stream.
But this exactly. Uh, actually, it's called negotiate like your life depends on it or something like that. Sorry, I can't remember because I read it in Spanish.
Oh,
But
okay.
this one, it's very useful. Yeah, of course. I'm an old guy. I'm from the 80s. I was born in the 80s. So I use a lot of
You're younger than me. I don't want to hear it.
okay, I write everything down,
Uh-huh.
and I use a lot of paper. Even when haters say I pick up a pencil, man, I pick up a lot of pencils every day. But yeah, that's how I'm. And yeah, people, if you are out of ideas, don't start thinking of having ideas because this doesn't work. Just go outside, go having a beer with some friends, go to have a walk, running, whatever it takes you apart from thinking about ideas, and the ideas are going to come. Obviously, I use Instagram, I use TikTok, I use, you name it, X, of course, to get some kind of inspiration. But most of the time these ideas came out just going outside here from actually my most viral. Let me show you, if I can. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fine.
Please. Yeah.
My most viral um, video from all time. It's from YouTube. It's a 7 seconds long video, but it has 70 million
70
views.
million views.
Only you can see the incomes here is very low, but it's fine. It actually gave me 58,000 followers, so it made the
Wow.
difference.
Yeah.
Just one video.
I think I remember that one.
Look, look, it has 48K remixes.
What?
So people, and man, I'm super boomer with this. How can I watch the remixes here?
I don't even
Like,
know. I avoid
but
shorts
man,
like the
it's
plague.
crazy. People, there are 48K person doing this in India, Pakistan, all this area, but doing this like with video editing, not with AI, and
Uh-huh.
it's super fun, and that's why it went viral because people was, what the hell, it happened here, and they were trying to reproduce it in real life, and that's why it came so viral. So
Okay.
this idea came just going outside. I have an orange tree here. This orange is true. The first uh, this first frame is my real photo. It's a
Uh-huh.
real photo. It's me. It's myself. You can see
Uh-huh.
actually the tattoo there. Don't lie.
Uh-huh.
And this is Clean 2.0. So sometimes you don't know. I don't want to sell like I have the key to be successful in socials, but my biggest recommendation here is not to overthink about it. Don't worry about it. Don't put your pressure on getting viral. This is not going to work. Just try to be yourself, or to come up with original ideas, or let your brain think about crazy things. You have AI, which is the best tool to put these ideas on the table. And
Yeah.
then you have to choose. You have to learn some editing. That's important too. Learn some editing if you don't. And try and try and try. Every day there is a new wave. There is a new trend. There is a new opportunity for you to create good content, and to uh, let's say, to have the algorithm in your favor.
That's a very great
So
advice, man. Very great advice. It has been a pleasure to have TechHalla with us today. I hope y'all realize just how much gold you were just given here. This guy is doing it right, is winning the social games, is creating content that people want to watch, is creating prompts that people want to learn from. So I hope you all have enjoyed this. This has been really valuable to me, and so thank you so much, Luis. This has been great.
my pleasure.
So, yeah, man. So starting again, everybody, we're moving to a new time on Friday. So starting Friday, we'll be airing at 9 p.m. Eastern. So that will be interesting. I'm gonna have to adjust my. I don't know. We're gonna find a time, but all right. Doesn't look like we have any other questions from the audience, so I think we're gonna call it. This was very good. I was sitting here deciding, am I going to try to work on something now or just call it a stream? And I think I'm just going to call it a stream. I didn't have any great ideas on what to work on, but I think I want to think about your prompt suggestions here and how we can. I've been trying to think of cool stuff we can do with Imagine Computer, and we're going to spend a lot of the future streams focusing on that. So I think I have some good ideas. This is very helpful. So again, TechHalla, everybody. Woo! That was really awesome. So,
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
bless
David.
you, man. Bless your family. I hope you continue to have success, and just really wish you well. So, thank you for joining us today. This has been ImagineArt Live. I'm David Israel. This is TechHalla. We'll see you next time.